So, what I mean by DMARC today is we're going to talk about DMARC, the email security protocol. So, email is just like a whole world for anyone that hasn't engineered email, built email systems and worked on email systems. You may not realize this, but email's been around in computer terms basically forever. Um, and it never fails to like need some new version of something just to be the same email from 30 years ago. So the last 15 years we've seen a lot of change in security of email. And One of the most important things is just really just cutting down on phishing and spoofing emails. And in particular, it is a super humongous problem right now. This thing called business email compromise, which is it's just a category of cyber threats around. Well, what happens if someone impersonates you, or somehow otherwise, compromises your trust in email to get you to do something in your company, right? Like steal a bunch of money because they say transfer XYZ dollars to this customer account or something like that. So DMARC's a security standard that's making email a little safer. Specifically, it validates senders, and I know that we've had a few email technologies over the last several years that have done that. Namely, all the way back in 2006, we had this technology called SPF, which was basically a way for your company to tell the world the specific IP addresses that people should expect that you send email on. And if mail is not sent from those IP addresses, then maybe it didn't really come from you. The problem with that is the protocol was built to reduce spam. It was to reduce the number of garbage messages in our mailboxes. It was really not built for security, and because of that, it's not perfect. It doesn't work in every situation. It just mostly makes it easier to categorize something as being a little bit spammy. But not only does it not work 100%, but a spam box is not an ideal place to stick an email because it's all too easy for someone to call you up on the phone and say, "Oh, you can't find that thing? Oh, just look in your spam box." Sometimes these things get tagged like that, and someone will look at that and maybe still trust the email. So fast forward a few years, and we decided to add encryption into email with DKIM. And there's actually a competing standard, the Betamax of email security, that lost, called DAME, but DKIM sort of won. And so together with SPF and DKIM, we have more surety of who's sending email. What DKIM did was allowed companies to publish encryption keys to verify that the email wasn't modified in transit, that the server that sent the email message, that we know that was the server we were talking to. But again, it wasn't perfect. Namely, the two different technologies, SPF and DKIM, neither of them are perfectly applicable to the way we send email in the world.